Michael Jackson built his reputation on perfection. Every concert, every dance move, every costume change, and every dramatic entrance was rehearsed countless times before thousands of fans ever witnessed it. His performances appeared effortless, almost magical, convincing audiences that nothing could ever go wrong. But behind the dazzling lights and flawless choreography was a very different reality. Live performances are unpredictable, and even the world's greatest entertainer wasn't immune to unexpected disasters. Equipment malfunctioned, special effects failed, stages became dangerous, and technical problems threatened to derail carefully planned productions. Yet what truly separated Michael Jackson from other performers wasn't that these problems happened. It was how he responded when they did. Instead of panicking, he adapted. Instead of stopping the show, he continued performing. Those remarkable recoveries became silent demonstrations of his professionalism, proving why millions regarded him as one of history's greatest entertainers. One of the most frightening moments of Michael Jackson's career occurred during the MJ and Friends charity concert in Munich in 1999. The performance of Earth's Song featured one of the production's most spectacular visual effects. Jackson stood high above the audience on a massive bridge-like platform designed to slowly descend as the emotional finale unfolded. Everything appeared to be going exactly as planned, until disaster struck. As the platform lowered, its central section suddenly detached without warning. The mechanical structure collapsed, sending Jackson plunging approximately 50 feet toward the stage below. Thousands of stunned fans watched the horrifying accident unfold in real time, unsure whether what they had witnessed was part of the show or a genuine catastrophe. The impact was severe enough to leave anyone unable to continue. But Michael Jackson did something almost unbelievable. Rather than ending the performance, he got back on his feet and finished the song. From the audience's perspective, many had no idea he had suffered serious injuries. Only after the concert ended did he finally receive medical attention. Doctors later treated him for significant back injuries, a badly sprained ankle, and severe shock. Tour director Kenny Ortega confirmed that the accident resulted from a failure in the platform's mechanical system, transforming what should have been an unforgettable concert moment into one of the most dangerous incidents Jackson ever experienced on stage. Throughout Michael Jackson's career, countless stories circulated about injuries that supposedly occurred during concerts. One persistent claim suggested that during a performance, he injured his legs so badly that blood became visible around his feet while dancing. The story spread widely among fans and online communities, often accompanied by blurry photographs and speculation. However, despite its popularity, the available evidence has never confirmed the claim. No reliable documentation or official source has verified that the incident happened as described. Like many stories surrounding Jackson's extraordinary career, this remains an unverified rumor rather than an established fact. Few concert entrances have become as iconic as Michael Jackson suddenly appearing on stage as if materializing from nowhere. During the Dangerous World Tour, this illusion relied on a hydraulic platform that fans nicknamed the Toaster. Hidden beneath the stage, Jackson crouched on the lift while the mechanism launched him upward at exactly the right moment. When everything worked properly, it created the illusion that he had magically appeared before thousands of screaming fans. But the illusion depended entirely on perfect timing. During one performance, the mechanism malfunctioned. Instead of launching rapidly into position, the platform slowly crept upward, exposing Jackson while he remained crouched underneath. The audience could clearly see how the trick worked before the performance had even begun. What should have been one of the night's most breathtaking moments became an awkward technical failure. Although the surprise had been ruined, Jackson refused to let the mistake define the concert. Once the platform reached its proper position, he immediately continued with the performance as planned. The audience still received an unforgettable show, even if one of its greatest illusions had briefly been exposed. Technical failures don't always involve collapsing stages or broken machinery. Sometimes something as simple as missing audio can completely disrupt a performance. During the History World Tour in Gothenburg, Sweden, Jackson prepared to perform Scream, one of the show's most energetic numbers. The song relied on precise synchronization between music, lighting, choreography, and vocals. Everything was ready. Then nothing happened. The backing track failed to begin, and Jackson's microphone also remained silent during the opening moments. Instead of the explosive introduction fans expected, the arena experienced an uncomfortable silence. For several tense seconds, thousands of spectators watched the production struggle to begin. Every second felt far longer than it actually was. Eventually, the technical crew corrected the problem. The music finally started, and Jackson immediately resumed the performance without hesitation. Although the audience quickly became immersed once again, those few silent moments remain one of the most unusual technical glitches of the entire tour. Another challenge arrived during the Royal Brunei concert in 1996. Once again, Scream became the center of an unexpected technical crisis. This time the performance had already begun when the backing track suddenly disappeared altogether. Without warning, the music supporting the choreography vanished, leaving Jackson alone in front of the audience. Many performers might have stopped and waited for the sound system to recover. Jackson chose a different approach. Rather than freezing or signaling for the performance to end, he continued singing live while technicians worked to restore the audio. The carefully choreographed production instantly transformed into a raw demonstration of live performance under pressure. The audience witnessed something they rarely saw, a superstar relying entirely on experience instead of technology. Within moments, the technical problems were corrected, but Jackson's calm reaction ensured the interruption never completely derailed the concert. Not every serious accident happened during a concert. On January 27, 1984, Michael Jackson was filming a commercial for Pepsi at the Shrine Auditorium in Los Angeles. The production included elaborate lighting effects and pyrotechnics designed to create an exciting atmosphere. Several takes had already been completed successfully. Then, during another attempt, a catastrophic mistake occurred. A pyrotechnic device ignited earlier than intended, sending sparks toward Jackson's head. His hair immediately caught fire while cameras continued recording. Within seconds, the routine commercial shoot turned into an emergency. Crew members rushed forward with fire extinguishers while others desperately tried to help Jackson as flames spread across his scalp. He suffered second- and third-degree burns that required immediate hospitalization and extensive treatment. The physical injuries eventually healed, but the incident left permanent scars and became one of the defining turning points in his life. Years later, many observers viewed the accident as one of the events that significantly affected both his health and his future career. Even something as ordinary as the stage floor could become dangerous. During a dangerous World Tour performance in Moscow, rain or moisture left part of the stage unexpectedly slippery. Jackson's choreography depended on absolute precision. Every slide, spin, and step had been rehearsed repeatedly. But as he moved across the stage, he suddenly lost traction and slid much farther than intended. For a brief instant, it looked as though the carefully choreographed routine might completely unravel. Instead, Jackson instantly adjusted his balance, incorporated the unexpected movement into the performance, and continued without breaking character. Many audience members probably never realized anything had gone wrong. To them, it simply looked like another perfectly executed dance move. Few stage effects in music history are as recognizable as Michael Jackson's famous anti-gravity lean. Every time he performed Smooth Criminal, audiences watched in disbelief as he tilted forward at an angle that appeared physically impossible. Fans wondered whether hidden wires or camera tricks were involved, but the illusion relied on specially designed shoes that locked onto pegs built into the stage. Although the move looked effortless, it required split-second precision. If Jackson's heels failed to connect with the stage mechanism at exactly the right moment, the illusion would collapse instantly. That nearly happened more than once. During performances in Tokyo in 1996 and Amsterdam in 1997, the locking system didn't connect perfectly. Without the support of the stage pegs, Jackson and his dancers had to recover their balance immediately to avoid falling in front of thousands of spectators. To most fans, the performance continued without issue. Few realized they had just witnessed one of the closest calls involving one of pop music's most famous stage illusions. It was another reminder that behind every magical moment was an extraordinary amount of engineering, timing, and trust. Not every challenge happened under the spotlight. In August 1993, the Dangerous World Tour had become one of the biggest live productions on the planet, filling stadiums across multiple continents. But behind the success, the demanding schedule was beginning to take a heavy toll on Jackson's health. Just hours before a scheduled concert in Bangkok, he suddenly collapsed backstage from severe dehydration and exhaustion. Medical staff responded immediately, and the show had no choice but to be canceled. Thousands of disappointed fans waited outside, unaware of the seriousness of the situation unfolding behind the curtain. At first, only limited information reached the public. As the year progressed, however, it became clear that the physical and emotional demands of constant touring had placed enormous strain on Jackson. Later that year, he publicly acknowledged a dependency on pain medication and announced that he would seek treatment. The remaining dates of the Dangerous World Tour were ultimately canceled, marking one of the most difficult periods of his career. The backstage collapse wasn't simply an isolated incident. It became a turning point that revealed the tremendous personal cost of maintaining one of the most demanding performances in entertainment. Large stadium concerts always carry unpredictable risks, and sometimes the biggest surprise doesn't come from the equipment. During one performance, Jackson was suspended high above the audience by a crane as part of an elaborate production sequence. As thousands of fans watched from below, one determined audience member managed to break through security